Neighbors for Neighbors, since Hurricane Andrew, when it started, it's always been a really important, good force for the whole community, and we're happy to do it, happy to be involved.
In this day and age, people need to start helping their neighbors. A feeling that you've never experienced before in your life, and it's only a feeling that you get when you give to people like that.
Neighbors for Neighbors is that partner there, that neighbor stepping up to the plate, and they're providing such necessary services to our community.
And sometimes I believe things happen to bring us closer together.
We want to help in every aspect that we can.
There's still a lot of people out there that do have a heart and care about other people. I would like to do the same because I've been blessed.
For nearly 2 decades, Neighbors for Neighbors built a legacy upon connecting the community and helping neighbors in need.
Welcome to the Neighbors for Neighbors special, Helping Feels Good. I'm Nicole Maristany. Throughout the year, we share stories of our community coming together with help from neighbors like you. And many times the outcomes are extraordinary. Over the next half hour, we'll share some of our favorite stories from the past few months. Each story will show you how helping feels good, and we hope it inspires you to help your neighbors. We begin with the story about a set of Miami Quintuplets. We've been following them since their arrival 1 year ago. A few of them did get off to a rough start, requiring lots of visits to the hospital, but now they're all home. So what's it like for 2 parents, 5 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment? Well, as Cynthia Demos reports, it's tight, it's tiring, but overall, it's terrific.
Iker on the left and Fabio on the right are the only 2 who crawl. The smiling Jorge Luis and Valentina aren't far behind.
Valentina's the only girl and she rules the roost. She's the boss.
And then there's little Enzo, the smallest. He suffered serious heart problems and was in the hospital for the first 10 months of his life.
This is Fabio when he was born?
It was a complicated pregnancy and birth, each baby born weighing less than 2 pounds.
We're not only celebrating their birthday, we're celebrating their life.
So what is life like? Well, the Molinas turned this bedroom into a playroom for the kids. The other bedroom is where all 5 babies, plus mom and dad, sleep.
It's complicated during the night.
The 7 boxes of formula are here, 500 containers of fruits and veggies there, and the bathroom packed with supplies they hope will last a week. After all, the Quints go through a total of 30 diapers a day. It's a lot, but very orderly.
I haven't gotten to the stage where I want to run out of the house running. They all behave well.
People think that they just keep crying all the time. They don't cry at all. I mean, actually, when just they're hungry.
For their bottle, the kids could manage pretty well, except little Enzo, who still uses a feeding tube.
We got a routine. We just keep on the line. You know, we just know what to do.
A birthday with order. But what about presents? We had a surprise.
Happy birthday!
The Early Learning Coalition donated 3 baskets of gifts and diapers.
And also Neighbors for Neighbors has $150 in gift certificates from Walmart for you.
We got the party started for the parents who work very hard for their babies and rarely ever complain.
We worked hard to have children for 10 years, so we don't care that it's hard work.
In Miami, I'm Cynthia Demos, CBS 4 News.
Since our birthday visit, the Molinas called with an update to say their Quints are all happy and healthy, and they're in the process of moving into a home with more space for their growing family. And here's another community initiative Neighbors for Neighbors was excited to connect with. A group of local dry cleaners launched a program connecting their customers, gently used clothing, and the homeless.
How are you?
Here's my dry cleaning.
I'm ready.
Here's CBS 4's Rhiannon Alley with more.
It makes it real easy for people to give back.
Local dry cleaners are usually in competition, all vying for the same customers. But recently, a few decided to put the competition aside for the good of the community.
We got together with Ray's Cleaners and Sir Galloway Cleaners and Sudsies, also Dry Clean USA, thinking how can we help Camilla's House.
Camilla's House, a place where the homeless have found refuge and resources in downtown Miami since 1960.
We came up with the idea that we would gather clothing from our customers, clothing, shoes, eyewear.
Soon, the word about the donation drive spread to customers like Sue Nichols, who got her whole family involved, even her grandkids.
And you should never, ever, ever think your child is too young to understand the good feeling that you have when you give toys that you have used and enjoyed.
And she says all of the closet cleaning for a good cause makes her feel differently about the local businesses leading the effort.
Us, the consumer, feels so good to see stores that virtually compete with each other all year long come together for this cause.
And Camilla's house, ever grateful for the donations, also thinks it's a great way for folks to connect with the realities of homelessness.
Sometimes we forget how great it is to be able to put a clean pair of clothing on. We give with our hands, people give with their hearts.
Rhiannon Alley, CBS 4 News.
So far, 10,000 pounds of clothing, eyewear, and shoes have been collected through the effort, but the groups involved say it's only the beginning. And now on to another donation that made a difference, this time at the YMCA's Hollywood Family Center in Broward. In May, thieves targeted the nonprofit's gym. The entire crime was caught on surveillance cameras. The thieves took all of the TVs in their gym, classrooms, and common areas.
It's just such a shock that, you know, someone would come into their Y and take their TVs.
I thought it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
That's when the Y called Neighbors for Neighbors to help get the word out and collect donations.
Neighbors for Neighbors really makes a difference for the YMCA in helping us communicate with the community and share great information.
New TV sets were installed thanks to donations from the YMCA's community partners, anonymous donations made to Neighbors for Neighbors, and money from the Y's programming budget. Much of Neighbors for Neighbors magic happens with the help of local partners looking to make a difference. That was the case when our friends at Eldorado Furniture decided to turn their company's 45th anniversary into an opportunity to help South Florida families. Eldorado set out to surprise 45 families in need of furniture. With the help of our nonprofit partner agencies, No More Tears and Carrefour, Neighbors for Neighbors identified families in need for the program and surprised them.
We're here to congratulate you for being selected as part of the 45 Years, 45 Families program. Congratulations to you and your family.
Each family received new furniture, professional decorating services, and home delivery.
Thank you, Eldorado. Thank you, Channel 4. Thank you. Thank you.
Coming up, focused on the future. Exciting possibilities for young adults coping with a developmental disorder. Healing Hearts, a team of volunteers help a grieving grandmother pick up the pieces and rebuild her home. And later,
they love their friends, they love playing. I mean, everybody's a winner there, and I mean, it's just awesome.
Making Miracles. Our hometown team helps players with special needs step up to the plate. Stay with us. Hello and welcome back. We're about to share an exciting local project created by the Dan Marino Foundation to help young people with autism get ahead in the real world. And as CBS 4's Cynthia Demos explains, families look forward to the possibilities.
Bryce Lucas loves a challenge, and one of the biggest he's taken so far is adulthood.
Growing up, I've always had a sheltered life because of my condition. I've felt like a stranger in a strange environment. I wanted to feel accepted as a person and not just someone with autism.
Just like most adults his age, Bryce wanted to go to college and have a career, but he worried his autism diagnosis would limit his options.
For a lot of these kids, that's a big jump. It's too big of a jump to just take without a bridge.
For years, the Lucas family received services and support from the Dan Marino Foundation, an organization dedicated to creating awareness and opportunities for those living with autism. One of their latest projects is geared towards helping people in Bryce's shoes.
These young people, they could master the skills. That wasn't a problem. But it's all the social and kind of soft skills are more of a need. And so up came the idea of having the college. And these are schematics on how it'll look.
A first-of-its-kind college with special amenities like a sensory-sensitive environment and vocational curriculum to prepare students with autism for employment in the real world.
In order for our kids to do the next step.
And the foundation's already had success with a number of summer programs pairing students with employers.
We were able to triple and quadruple the amount of young people who actually were able to gain employment and keep employment.
Next year, when construction is complete, Bryce feels the college's doors aren't the only ones that'll be opening.
It's a cutthroat world for people like ourselves. They have what it takes. They have that potential. All you need to do is open that door and they'll show it to you.
I'm Cynthia Demos, CBS 4 News.
Each year, Neighbors for Neighbors teams up with community volunteers for a back-to-school campaign. The back-to-school drive collects donations for school supplies, uniforms, and clothing for students living in foster care, shelters, and in distress. This year, we're partnering once again with the Children's Services Council with a goal of providing 4,000 backpacks filled with clothing and supplies. The campaign will run all summer long. For more information on how you can give a donation or get involved to volunteer with distribution, stay tuned to the end of the show. Every year, supporters of Starlight Children's Foundation put on their Sunday best for the Hats and Handbags Tea. All money raised at the tea allows Starlight to continue helping seriously ill children and their families, both in and out of the hospital. From their Great Escapes program that gives the entire family an opportunity to forget the medical challenges they're going through, to their in-hospital support, Starlight helps more than 7,000 children and their families each year right here in South Florida. With summer here, baseball season is in full swing. And as we discovered, there's support to build a new kind of ballpark to serve some special players. Here's CBS 4's Maribel Rodriguez with more.
So this is one of those projects that brings people together.
The Miracle League gives children with special needs the chance to step up to the plate and fall in love with America's favorite pastime.
Man, the kids love it so much, and I mean, they love their friends, they love playing. I mean, everybody's a winner there, and I mean, it's just awesome.
Now the league plans to create miracles in Miami-Dade County.
Sole mission is to bring the great game of baseball to the special needs children of the Miami-Dade County. There are 30,000 special needs children in our community, and there's not one single baseball field specifically dedicated for the special needs children of our community.
It's a cause close to the hearts of Miami's hometown team, and especially to Miami Marlins players Heath Bell and John Buck.
The Miracle League and I have a strong connection because I have a 10-year-old little girl that has Down syndrome and has been playing for the past 5 years.
You literally sit in the stands and watch them kind of be themselves. That's very rewarding as a family and as a parent as well. Their brothers and sisters that benefit from it as well.
The team's foundation joined in support of these players and donated $100,000 to a special needs accessible field to be built in Tamiami Park.
The Miracle League's fields themselves are a specialized rubber field that allows the wheelchairs, the walkers to glide easily along the field and make it safe for the children.
But it's more than just creating a safe place to play. It's about bringing the community together.
You can participate as a player, you can participate as a baseball buddy, as a sponsor, at any level. We welcome everybody. It's a big wagon everybody can jump on.
Maribel Rodriguez, CBS 4 News.
Presently, there are 250 Miracle League organizations around the world, serving more than 200,000 children and young adults with disabilities. Coming up, 20 years after Andrew, powerful stories shared by those who survived the storm. Rebuilding Together, a local look at a national initiative to help rebuild homes in disrepair. And caring for our four-legged friends, how to keep your pets healthy without it costing a fortune. Stay with us. Welcome back. This past April, thousands of volunteers around the country rolled up their sleeves to help homeowners in need. And as CBS 4's Jawan Strader shares, many live right here in South Florida.
It's been years since the Colliers have been able to live comfortably.
I had talked to my husband. I said, well, we got to pay the house payment or you have the bathroom fixed. And I know if you get behind in your house payment, one payment, you never catch up.
Home repair and modifications needed to accommodate their disabilities were too costly for the elderly couple.
We could ever do it on our own. We never able to do it.
But for the past month, volunteer teams from Rebuilding Together worked to repair the Colliers' home and 18 others in Homestead and Narancha.
We have elderly like Miss Collier in wheelchair. We have blind like her husband. We have disabled veterans that have been injured in wars that we're helping. We have folks that just can't make ends meet.
Putting grab bars, showers, and commodes, and area where you can come in, and with ease, we'll donate the carpet and the labor for this.
It's a cause close to this volunteer's heart.
I lived through it. I got a son that was injured, so I'm very happy to help anybody in that situation. I know what they're going through.
Jawan Strader, CBS 4 News.
Another rebuilding effort Neighbors was happy to recruit volunteers for involved a grieving grandmother in Sunrise. Cindy Bissier lost everything in a house fire that also took the life of her grandson. And because she'd lost so much there, she was determined to rebuild what was left. With no insurance, Cindy didn't know where to turn. That's when builder Ken de Armas took notice of her crying at the counter at City Hall.
I could tell that she didn't have an idea of which way to go.
And volunteered to save her home. Neighbors for Neighbors put out a call for help, and an army of volunteers showed up.
There's still a lot of people out there that do have a heart and care about other people. So it makes me feel good. And when this is over, I would like to do the same because I've been blessed.
You can see there's a long road ahead. So whatever anyone is willing to give, we're willing to take.
The effort continues, and in a recent update from Ken, we learned he's still looking for help installing drywall, tile, and plumbing to help restore Cindy's home. If you're able to help, stay tuned to the end of the show for contact information. Dozens of volunteers also got to work, this time for an outdoor makeover at His House Children's Home in Miami Gardens. Hundreds of volunteers together with Home Depot built vegetable gardens, an irrigation system, new benches, and even donated new indoor furniture to the more than 100 children living at the His House campus. Another group that got involved to help neighbors in need was part of this year's Miami Chamber of Commerce Leadership Miami class. The 18-member team dedicated a few months to help Neighbors for Neighbors with our latest web initiative, connecting local nonprofits with skilled volunteers. The team hosted an event at the Miami Science Museum to reveal the concept to agencies, leaders, and volunteers in the community, and worked hard to collect $10,000 to help it in the next stages. South Florida nonprofit organizations got a big boost from public supermarkets this spring. Neighbors for Neighbors was one of the 81 charities to receive a portion of the $1.7 million in funding from their Food for All campaign.
It's so important that we support our community, specifically Neighbors for Neighbors, an organization that is doing great things. They're making sure that our residents have the food they need, they have toys at the holidays, so many important staples that some of us may take for granted. Neighbors for Neighbors is that partner there, that neighbor stepping up to the plate, and Publix is just proud to help them do what they do.
The seasonal fundraiser was in Publix stores for just 6 weeks over the winter holidays. Customers contributed by selecting a donation coupon at the register. The donation amounts were then added to their final grocery bill. Some of the friends we find our neighbors are most passionate about are the four-legged kind. That's why we couldn't pass up the chance to help protect the pets we love the most.
For dog lovers, four-legged friends are never far, and for many, they're just part of the family. But the rising cost of pet health care prevents some owners from being able to treat their pets.
I noticed that there was a real gap in people wanting to care for their pets and not having either the means or even the transportation.
Pet lover Tina Zambrana took notice, but more importantly, she took action.
So what I did is I filled the gap.
She started the Pet Stop Mobile Clinic to bring low-cost, high-quality pet health care services to the community.
The idea is to give them discounted services and something that they really have a value to it and they feel comfortable with it.
Local businesses like Compass Financial Federal Credit Union teamed up with Neighbors for Neighbors to host a pet vaccination day, offering deep discounts for everything from vaccines to heartworm medication.
When you heartworm test and you put a pet on heartworm prevention, you're saving their life.
So from the tiniest of pups to the biggest of barkers, these pets have a healthy chance, while their owners save some change.
Anytime I can make sure that my dog's doing well at a low cost, can't beat that.
This August, Neighbors for Neighbors begins to celebrate our 20th anniversary. Because we were founded to connect the community after Hurricane Andrew, we asked our neighbors to share their Hurricane Andrew stories through pictures, videos, and narratives. Here's CBS 4's Lisette Gonzalez with a look at some of the stories as told by some of those who survived the storm.
I can't remember the last time I cried until Andrew. Such an emotional event to lose basically everything you have.
On August 24th, 1992, a Category 5 Hurricane Andrew devastated South Florida, turning its full force on South Miami-Dade County. Bill and Sandy Zinn's home in Homestead was completely destroyed, but their home video seen here ensures the memories of Andrew live on.
We had all the windows boarded up. We tied our boat down. We had already stored up water and
had a small generator.
We thought we were good to go. When we realized that how bad it was really getting, we decided we all needed to get under the mattress in the hallway. We no more than got under the mattress and the roof blew off. This sound was an unbelievable roar. Our son, who we didn't know it at the time, had a little pocket recorder, and he was recording everything as we were going along.
The roof just came off.
Eventually, the Zins were able to come out from under the mattress and assess the magnitude of destruction left by Andrew.
I didn't think a concrete house could be destroyed as easily as it was. Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, looking back at the house afterwards, it's because it wasn't built properly. When we cleared the lot, this is what was left of our house. I hope it's a once-in-a-lifetime deal and we don't have to deal with another one.
While Andrew left thousands piecing together their lives, a few leaders emerged to provide resources, help, and hope for the community.
God gives us experiences for us to remember and for us to grow.
Carlos Malone has served as pastor for Bethel Church in Richmond Heights since 1990. He had never experienced a hurricane before Andrew demolished his church.
I get almost a little emotional when I think about it, because when I came down 117 and I saw that devastation, it wiped me out. Because I never seen nothing like that before. I ain't know nothing about a hurricane. I saw houses torn down, people were in the streets crying. It was like a war zone. And when I pulled up and I saw the church, and I saw 70% of the roof gone off the church, the doors blown off, just total devastation. We set up counseling services because people were mentally devastated. Some things in life just happen. And sometimes I believe things happen to bring us closer together, to make us conscious of the human spirit.
For CBS 4 News, I'm Lisette Gonzalez.
Later this summer, South Florida will remember the 20th anniversary of Andrew, and CBS 4 will be a part of that as we air a special program on Sunday, August 19th at 6:30 p.m. We'd like to thank our generous supporters and underwriters for helping Neighbors for Neighbors continue to make community connections for our neighbors in need. The Herbert Hoover Foundation, CBS 4, and MyTV 33. We hope these stories have touched and inspired you. They represent only some of the good Neighbors for Neighbors does all year long. And we couldn't do it without you, our viewers, our neighbors. Your generous contributions allow us to help families in crisis rebuild their lives. Donations are tax deductible, and you can go onto our website at neighborsforneighbors.org to make a secure credit card contribution. If you would like more information on any of the stories you've seen here today, please call our phone bank at 305-597-4404. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nicole Maristany. Remember, you really can make a difference by helping our neighbors, and helping feels good.